Good morning, my name is Mel Brown and welcome to my no frills, no edited podcast about knitting and crochet and weaving and all kinds of crafty things. It's my birthday. I didn't record at the weekend because I had a couple of days of very bad headaches and then I just got really miserable and had 2 pyjama days and I really didn't want to film in my pyjamas. So I didn't, but here I am. And I have some finished objects and some new projects and lots of stuff to show you. So let's get going. Finished objects first, I think. I have finished Frog Frenzy. This is a blanket by Marken of the Hat and Eye. It is a motif based blanket, so we've got frogs, we've got plain squares, and we've got lily pads. Now the lily pads don't actually have these flowers in them. These are French knots that I added in to link with the yellow, which is also, can I show you, how much have I shown you of this? I can't remember. Where's the frog with the, oh, I can just see through the blanket now what you can see. So we've got the frog king there, and it's kind of lap blanket size, and it's all acrylic from Yarn Etc. It's what's it called? Wendy? No, not Wendy. Stylecraft Special Chunky. So it's just a regular yarn, but it's absolutely lovely. It's curling a little bit. There's nothing much I can do about that with it being acrylic. It's for my daughter who's at uni, so it needs to better go in the washing machine, and it's going to be lovely and heavy and comforting for her. So that's all finished. I'm really, really happy with it. I really enjoyed making it. Yeah, that's for Christmas. Roll on December. I've also finished a scarf that I was weaving, a freeform scarf, for my nephew. Now, this didn't quite work out how I expected. It was not as long as I wanted it to be. He wanted it to be about 6 inches wide and 6 foot long, and didn't work out the length very well. He did want tassels, so you saw, if you saw a few little videos I did on Instagram, you'll have seen the beginning of this. So you can see the warp. This is some hand spun. I dyed and then spun. This was for one of my jumpers. That's some acrylic. That's some sock yarn. That's some acrylic, and this is some very hairy stuff. This hairy stuff was a pain in the neck. I knew it would be, and it didn't disappoint, but it was worth it. So we've got some hairy stuff there. This is a freeform knit waving project. So you see I've got a float here. This should have actually gone behind this warp thread. For some reason it chose not to, and I didn't correct it. I've got some bits and pieces of other threads put in there. This is called a travelling inlay. I've got little spirals here where it's in between. I love that. There's some hand spun art yarn there. That's from the iCat art bat from Spin City UK. This is a bit of embroidered what do you call it? Upholstery tasseling that I got from Scrap Store in Leeds. This is some more hand spun, slotted in there, some fibre. Yep, some more of the hairy stuff. This is a kind of ribbon yarn with some little butterflies. It's all very impractical, of course. It's very hard to wash. I've got a bit of clasped weft there, and some other strangeness, and then we've got the other end. So it isn't 6 foot, but it is 6 inches wide. The remit was oranges, browns, and beigey yellow, or yellowy beige. I hope I got that right. So that's all done. That's for Christmas as well. So I feel like I've really broken the back of the Christmas crafting, which is quite exciting. So that's the right new. Let's do the where are they now. So something you've already seen is the Lilla Bjorn. Now you've seen the Lilla Bjorn that I made for me in summer, I guess, finished that, been wearing it, it's lovely. So I decided to make another one for my sister-in-law, and that's come on quite a lot. It's using a Shape Your Swirl. If you've seen these, they are just amazing. It's like it's basically a kilometre of fingering weight yarn, 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. I get these from Yarn Etc. as well. And you make 2 hexagons, one from the inside of the ball, one from the outside. That's what I do anyway. And then you join them together. Got some couple of seams up here, and now I'm just building up some more on the bottom. It's absolutely lovely. It's for my sister-in-law. I think she's going to love it. Really, really happy with it. I've got quite a few more rounds to do, but do you know, it's absolutely joyful. I love crochet projects where you don't just like have one stitch all the time. Like the 2 different rows of this are different stitches. I don't need to tell you what they are. It's pretty flipping obvious, right? But even that small amount of alteration just makes it so much more interesting. The ultimate for that for me is the Bauble Tee, which is an absolutely amazing pattern by Sarah at I Need It Crochet. I made one last year, and I'm going to make another one with my, so excited, my Felt Fusion advent calendar, which is here. Probably going to make another one with that. And that is like 5 different rows, and it kind of walks you through loads of different stitches. So some of the classics like half treble UK terms, which is the half double crochet in US terms, and then there's some of this, and then there's that lovely bead stitch, which is just so much fun. And you alternate these 5 different rows, so you get to play with loads of different stitches, so it doesn't get boring. Absolutely brilliant. But this is another example of it. It's only 2 different rows, but it's just really good fun. And this colour change of the yarn now is just, it's just beautiful. It's in a real mess because I've worked from both ends and it's just completely falling apart, but that's okay. So that's going really, really well. Really enjoying that. And so that's did I tell you that that is a pattern by Tatsiana, Kupryianchyk. Sorry, Tatsiana, I apologise for butchering your name, but it's on Ravelry. So I've done that. Okay, it's a new one now. Last time I showed you a pic of something I was trying to copy. It's basically a granny square cardie, so there's no intellectual property there, particularly as the person concerned was only selling the product, not the pattern. But I chose a yarn which I use for teaching, so I'm very familiar with it. And my daughter chose the colours from it, quite a wide palette, and I have loved every minute. I haven't finished it, but it's not far off. So here it is. So that's the front, and then there's just basically the same at the back, except it's joined. And I have just finished doing the kind of ribbing thing at the bottom. I just need to sew up here to make the sleeve opening, and then I need to make the sleeves. It's been absolute pleasure. It's a little bit stiffer than I would like because the yarn is largely acrylic. Let me think, what is it? It's Wendy with wool. Again, I've been getting from this from Yarn Etc., although they're having trouble getting hold of it now, so I had to get some more from Wool Warehouse, I think. It's 25% wool and 75% acrylic. It's a little bit stiff, but I think it's going to be comforting to wear. Yeah, absolutely love that project. So it's my birthday. I got some birthday presents. My friend Sarah, who I'm actually going to spend some time with tomorrow, she bought me this pattern. Now, this is on public social media, so there's no problem showing it to you. It's a pattern by Yelleyknits, and it's called Reignbeaux, but spelt completely different to normally. I think you can probably see that yourself, can't you? So it's got this rainbow on the side, another on the sleeve, and the other people who've done it, let me think, can I show you another one? I think this one in black's probably my favourite. So kind of having a neutral behind. So she bought me the pattern for that because we both love it, and I definitely want to do that. It's in double knit. And then I'm seeing her tomorrow, we're doing a bit of a swap and swap advent calendars. And I saw Andrea this morning and got a present from her, which is from Felt Fusion. Felt Fusion is one of my favourite yarn dyers, and look at this. It's called, the colourway is Lady Glitter Sparkles, although it hasn't got sparkle in it, so I think that's a kind of, yeah. It is the standard superwash merino and nylon, and it's a 50 and a 20, so obviously, I guess it's not obvious to everybody. You make the sock with this and you do the heels, toes and cuffs with that. Absolutely gorgeous colours. Really, really love that. So happy birthday me. I've also got Fitbit for my birthday from hubby, and I've got other stuff to open from mum-in-law and things. I mean, I chose them all. At my age, nobody buys me things that are a surprise, because you just don't, do you? Now, something new. Oh yeah, I've been doing a bit of spinning. I've just spun these Corridale singles. I'm going to apply them together probably today to add to the bag. Crinkling, crinkling! All this lot. Just for the rainbow jumper that Sarah and I are going to knit together. I don't wear hats. Although they're fun and easy to knit, I don't wear them because up until very recently I had very short hair. So if you can imagine, when you've got a hat on, all that's there is your face. And with the best will in the world, I don't have the kind of face that I enjoy seeing without any extraneous stuff. So I don't like wearing hats. But I've grown my hair, as you can see. It's absolutely wildly curly. There's no controlling it. It's all over the place. And now I put on a hat the other day and it kind of sits like this, and I've got this little curl, and it's completely changed everything. So I've decided I want hats. And I have a box, in fact the iPad is sat on the box at the moment, full of hand spun yarn. And I'm going to make hats. Once I've finished all my Christmas knitting and all that stuff, I'm going to start making hats for myself out of my hand spun. And it's ideal really, because hand spun, quite often you kind of buy a 100 gram braid or a 100 gram bag of fibre or whatever. And once you've spun it up, it's not easy to, I mean 100 grams of sock yarn you make a pair of socks with, or even a small shawl. But 100 grams of kind of thicker and slightly less consistent yarn, it's not easy to find a project for that. Excuse me, oh that's nice. So hats are perfect. So I'm going to be making a lot of hats, just decided that. I have got my Sayori loom working again. It's been indoors since the summer, and it's been kind of pushed together and in the corner, and I haven't used it, and it's been very sad. But I have got it out again. I've done a freeform weave for a wall hanging for my mum-in-law to her specifications, and I'll show you that when I take it off the loom. But now I've got the rest of the warp on there, not like a little rigid heddle loom where you just kind of make a loop, make a warp for a specific project, and then you finish the project and it all comes off. The loom takes a warp that is up to 300, well I've put 300 warp threads in it, and it's 3 or 6 meters long, I think it is. I can't remember. So it's a long warp. So I've got some stuff at the beginning that I'm going to use to put on the wall in our front room. Then I've got this wall hanging for Grandma, and then I'm going to make just basically freeform tea towels with what's left, because it's a cotton warp. And I've just got loads of leftover bits of cotton from tea towels I've made, or from various things I've made. You know, those panhandles that I keep making for David, he keeps setting fire to. So I'm just going to do some freeform tea towels to finish off that warp, and I can get it off and do Grandma's. I'm not sure how to mount it. Driftwood, you know, a piece of driftwood isn't really her style. But the top of the weave is blue, so I thought I might get a little wooden dowel, get my daughter to paint it blue, and then just kind of tie the warp threads over it. Don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So I think that's everything. I feel like I am close to the end of the Christmas crafting. I have got one more thing on the loom, which is for my eldest daughter's boyfriend. That's a scarf. I've just made such a mess of the predictions and the... I'll tell you all about that when I finish that, because I'm such a noodle. But I did more than half of that last night. I just cracked on with it while the others were swimming. and I want to get that off because I don't know if it's going to work. But then I've got one more set of tea towels to do, and I've got the things that I'm already in progress making. I don't really think there's anything else that I need to do. I had kind of got this crisis suddenly that I hadn't got enough time to make all the things that I needed to make, and I got really confused. But I'm just looking at my my list now. That one's done. That's almost done. That started. Yeah, it's just the tea towels really. I'm very close to finishing, and it's only my birthday, so we've still got another 6 weeks before Christmas, and I don't know when I'm going to see some of these people either. I don't give handmade presents unless I can be there to when they open them, so I don't know when I'm going to see some of these people anyway. But I always want to have it done for Christmas because I don't want to be doing Christmas knitting after Christmas. Once Christmas is here, I'm just selfish knitting. I've got 2 jumper projects that I've got the yarn for and already set up to start for me, and I've got the hand spun hats. Do you know what else I haven't achieved is I wanted to do 10 garments in 2021. I did that jumper which I kind of finished in December just before, and I've actually done 7. I finished 7 garments for me. Would have been 8, but I gave one of them away. Can't remember which one that was. Then there's another couple that I've got set up, so I didn't make 10. I didn't achieve that, but I'm okay with that. I made considerably more than I have done before, and I've got so many more plans. I've got, as I say, the 2 that are already set up, and I've got the hand spun one will be ready to go next year. And I think, yeah, I'm just going to do lots and lots of garments, so that's cool. What else? I think that's it. So got quite a few new subscribers recently, which is exciting. So hello new people. If you're watching for the first time, thank you for watching. If you've got this far right to the end, well done. Do please leave a comment and say hi, and say what kind of stuff you do, because that's quite fun. And all the normal stuff, you know, like, subscribe, you know, all that kind of malarkey. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting. See you soon.